Welcome back to AI Search, the podcast about AI and ML in every industry. I'm so excited to have Goran Klepac here today with us to talk a little bit about telecommunications and how AI is working in that industry. Hi Goran, how are you today?
Good, thank you for calling me.
Yeah.
And I'm exciting according this conversation.
Cool. So a little bit about AI and telecommunications. What has been happening in the last 5 years and how are you guys even using AI in your sector?
Generally speaking, we have to follow the trend on market. That means that each company currently has the same, I wouldn't say the problem, but same strategy. You have to satisfy customer experience. It means that customer experience is something which everybody would like to have as a major task. And this is the shift from product focus, which was, I would say, several years ago. And as we have democratization in general for all the customers, and when you are using some kind of services or product or something like that, you have opportunity that everybody will hear your voice. If you are satisfied or unsatisfied, you will go to social network or whatever, and everybody shares experience, and each company would like to be the best in that way, and the telecoms are not the difference in this area. And you have to understand what is the key driven factor that somebody would be satisfied. And when you are developing the models and AI, when you are using that, it means that you have to follow your process. You have to investigate where you are good, where you are when you can be the best, what is the expectation of a customer, how those products should look like. And then if you succeed these things, you're on good way that you will be, I would say, the best in the market. And what is the most important thing when you are thinking of all of that? When we are talking about customer satisfaction, we are not talking about the products. We are talking about holistic process. That means that you have to take and capture all the processes in the company, and you have to break the silos in the company with the data. And it means that you have to have very good data governance. And the data should be clean, data could be reliable. And after that, in generally speaking, customer experience is very, I would say, demanding, because it's very hard to make consumption if somebody is satisfied, unsatisfied. It's not strict like churn or something like that. And it's very, I would say, demanding, but from the other side is exciting, because you have opportunity to do something which is pretty avant-garde. And I have to say that in Croatian Telecom we made significant progress in customer experience evaluation, and the results according customer experience speaks for themselves. Cool. And I would say our AI models also contribute to this. Not only AI models, but generally speaking, we contribute to this success.
So with telecommunications, we see a lot of big data that we don't see in a lot of other industries, from customer service, phone calls, their feedback, even their speech to text, what you're able to pull from that, to just if the line is dropping on the phone lines, if the internet is dropping, you can track all this data. Within industries, you don't have this much access to big data. Do you think that AI and ML are helping the companies able to analyze this, and how is it compared to how it was done in the past, with handwritten, feedback forms, or maybe even online forms that people were able to fill out?
Okay, first of all, I have to stress that first thing, when you are developing some kind of the model, you have to respect GDPR. And this is where we are very strict, and we are respecting all regulative in way that we are making anonymization of the data. And we are in line with regulatory expectation, and this is the first point when you have to start. From the other hand, the fact is that when we are talking about AI models and other stuff, as I already told, you have to connect different type of data, which will act different type of organizational parts, that you will have holistic picture. You cannot say, okay, if somebody has some troubles with internet, and internet potentially maybe in some situation like thunderstorms or something like that has bad behavior or something like that, it doesn't mean that maybe some other things in outlets potentially cannot be generator of potential satisfaction according to some situation. You have to unite all those data. And what is, I would say, our advantage in general, you have to compare the surveys with the internal data, and then by some AI models and machine learning, you see where is the hotspots or where you can improve some of the process.
Yeah.
Also, when you see that some kind of equipment are not in line with some other type of equipment and generate some kind of trouble, this is also algorithms can produce some valuable information, but it also has an impact on customer satisfaction. And you have to understand customer in a way when he has sometimes he has I would say greatest expectation of receiving of these services when it's something important for him, like I don't know, telco call for with their partners, if we are talking about B2B, or some personal call or something like that. In that case, if you have a significant, I would say, distortion and something like that, he will be much more unsatisfied in combination with some other things. And in generally, when on anonymized data, you can see these hotspots when you can act in a way that you can be much more better. And when you see this, I would say, things, you can have some hints for improvement. And what I would like to mention, because LLMs and other stuffs are currently, I would say, big hype.
Yeah.
The problem is that even it seems a little bit. I have once I have some expertise that machine learning is outdated methodology, which is totally wrong, because we are still using machine learning, but now we have democratization of machine learning models in a way that they can be expressed through LLM models. And I would say a wider scope of people have opportunity to communicate with those ML models. It doesn't mean that they have been disappeared. They just are here, but now we are on different level. We communicate with this type of the models.
Yeah, we're able to or the average person is able to use them when before somebody who had to be extremely technical to combine different models. Now we can combine different models easily through a chatbot. So I think people are kind of just becoming aware of that. Even the end user sometimes is okay and happy to talk to a chatbot if they know they're going to get the results. If I know I'm going to get my appointment at the exact time that I wanted and not have to wait for somebody on the phone to call me to tell me, somebody will change your device at 1 p.m. What if I'm not available then? So I think that is a big step towards a better user experience in the endpoint, and it's only going to improve as the models get stronger and better, and as our implementation of those models get better. Yeah. What is the biggest thing, like the most exciting thing you have seen or that you're expecting to see in the next few years in the telecommunications? What could really transform it?
As I said, customer experience is currently in focus. And when we are talking about customer experience, it's not only customer experience. This is the bunch of the models which you have to improve and to put together that they can communicate together and give holistic picture. And I would say the greatest challenge for all the companies would be the data governance. If you would like to achieve this aim, you have to have very good data governance. And this is something which is must. But also, when we are talking about some kind of improvement, I can give you one example from my past experience, because I have been working in the finance industry, in insurance, and so on and so on. How AI can help you in everyday work or something like that. When you are seeking for something which is potentially hidden and you would like to read that from the data. The fact is that I have one use case in insurance when we are trying to find out fraudulent cases in insurance. And what we did, you have only data. You are asking yourself, do we have fraudulent cases or not in our database? And then only what you have data, and you have any glue. And when you are doing churn, it means that somebody will tell you, okay, I don't want to have any, I would say, any kind of cooperation with you. He just dropped his contract and you know that he goes out. But in fraud, nobody tells you, I fraud you.
Yeah.
You have to see something from the data. And what we did, this is, I would say, the beauty when you are dealing with this, I would say, with these AI tools and something like that. You have been invented. This is the reason why data scientists should always be reinvented and understand the business. First things what we did, we just go into database and we apply for the Benford law. Benford law is the mathematical method in which there is the statement that you don't have occurrence of frequency of the first digit in uniform way, that you expecting that everything you will have 10%, 10%, 10%. It's proven that we have some discrepancy between 1 and 2 in occurrence, for example, for 30%, and there is the curve which you have to, I would say, follow. It's not exact method, but they can show you some kind of path when you can find some kind of
a good balance between
strange cases. And we realized that in occurrence of 2 there is the significant discrepancy than in Benford law. And then we're going into deep dive. Then we are applied for the some tools in which we are finding some kind of patterns. And it was Casco insurance which happened, and the concentration was in leading digit 2. It happened mostly after 8 o'clock in the evening. No kids has been included in this, I would say, in these accidents. And neck injury was the major things which was stipulated as, and that was very suspicious. Then we apply for SNA tools, social network analysis on existing data, and we find out that the people who are mostly involved in appraisal, in evaluation, and they repeat it again in this, I would say, this area. Then you find out that something happened strange in here, and after that, I would say, some kind of investigator in those insurance company dig according previous cases and then find significant fraud in that area. I just wanted to illustrate how it's AI is not that you are putting some black box and they will get you some kind of results. You have to manage somehow, but you can expect magnificent results when you are knowing what you are doing. And this is the way how I see in general. It's not that you will put LLM on some data and you will get magic.
Of course not.
You have to, I don't know, to lead this project, and you have to know and deeper understand how it works.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's kind of the discrepancy between an ML model working or not is how much effort you put into it. It actually can be a very interesting job, a new role for somebody to kind of be that investigator who's going to guide the LLM instead of just somebody, a data analyst who's going through sheet by sheet to see what the difference is. It's going to open up a new job market that's much more fun and interesting and kind of a problem-solving role for people rather than, daily work every day. Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you so much for this information, and I'm looking forward to what you're seeing in the next 5-10 years in telecom. I don't know if you have anything to share what's coming up in Croatian Telecom HT or what kind of progress you're looking forward to.
When you have the major idea is when you have some kind of challenge on market, and when you have some kind of strategy, those strategies should be followed by model development, and some kind of real use cases and potential solution which you can provide to decision maker. This is, I would say, our leading point, what we have to do. And different type of problems can be solved in that way. And also, as I said, I previously have been working a lot of companies. I'm working for the retailers, for the banking, insurance, car industry, whatever, and this can be also, I would say, great experience in way that you can see some things which potentially you are not only focused on one specific particular things. But as I said, even it sounds that I'm too much repeating customer experience, but however, I think that company which should like to survive and be the best on market should invest in customer experience. And customer experience and AI, they are holding together, and there is the great opportunity taking in consideration the fact that what we already did with our models and increasing customer experience, this is our leading point, what we will do in the next few years to improve this part.
That's really nice to know. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, customer experience is going to drive profits. It's going to drive more customers. It's going to drive at least stability, even in unknown markets. So I think, end users are going to be really satisfied with the changes if you're able to progress along with the speed of development that's happening now with AI. It's very cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Goran, for talking to us today. And you can watch AI Search on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Let us know in the comments what you think.